All right, everybody, we are live. I'm so excited to be here today with Jacob Barnhill. Thank you so much, Jacob, for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely,
excited.
absolutely. So we're gonna dive right in. I love interviewing top agents all over the country that I get to meet. And obviously, if you're not going to conferences, you're not going to meetups, things like that, you're totally missing out on top talent that can also help you with your business. So I'm excited about the things that Jacob's going to share with us today, and I know that I'm going to learn a lot because I mean, I think I have my first investment property. I don't know, in Puerto Rico. That's the first house I bought that's not my home. so we'll see. But so thanks for joining me today. So tell us a little bit about you, Jacob, when you started in real estate, what market area you're in. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. So thanks again, Jacqui. I really appreciate it. Love being in some of the rooms that we've been in recently. So it's been great getting to know you, and I appreciate you getting on me on here today. So yeah, I started I was actually in the military for 12 years. I was active duty Air Force. And then one day someone just handed me a book and they were like, this sounds like you, because they could tell I was kind of starting to think out of the box and things like that. And I was called crazy because I got out of the military at 12 years. So typically people are going to stay in for 20 when they go over that hump of 10. And real estate just had me vibrating at a different frequency once I got bit by that bug. And literally was spending deployments, up late at night, and I was supposed to be getting crew rest, you know what I mean? Because I was an air crew member. We had to make sure we got our sleep. And I was trying to study creative finance for real estate investment transactions. And that's kind of where my brain started to, where it started to go in real estate. So I started wholesaling out of Tacoma, Washington for a little while. And then that kind of led me down a path of a lot of real estate investors that do that kind of thing are like, should I get my license? Should I not? Eventually got my license and moved back home. I'm in Columbia, South Carolina. Now it's my market. That's where a lot of my family lives. My wife's family lives. And we just started picking up business, and it really just kind of teed me up to, kind of provide some options to people and things like that. So yeah, Columbia, I kind of do some investing. I kind of do some agent stuff too.
I'm sure you do a little bit more than kind of investing. So, and I do have to brag on you a little bit. His bio said he did 26 transactions in his first year as a realtor. That's freaking amazing. So congrats on that.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about the hybrid agent investor. Like, I think that's something I should probably be very interested in. It sounds like it from the name.
Yeah. So there are agents that invest, right? So it's a little bit different than that. The strategy there with that is showing agents. I think I picked it up from someone, but I can't remember where, the actual hybrid agent investor thing. But when I think of that, it's when I sit down with a seller, I have to help them do the best thing for them, right? Because I want to keep my license. I want to stay in business. I want to keep feeding my kids. And I really just start with a seller and I ask, really try to solve their problem, almost like a good doctor would, right? And not just slapping them with let's just list it, or yeah, I'll just buy it. I have lots of other investors that I work with. I'm certified in our express offer platform with our brokerage. I could buy it. I could list it. We could take over payments. We could solve a problem for this person. So when I sit down with this person, with a seller, I'm a hybrid. So I offer options. One of our unique selling propositions for our team, and what I teach my guys, is how do we truly solve their problem? No matter the market, no matter what problem they have, what do we need to do to help them? That's the hybrid.
So just being an investor gives you more options because you have the experience to do that. I love it. I love it. So, so other agents that are investors, I mean, I know that you do a lot of collaboration across the country. I think you're holding some events. Tell us a little bit about how, if agents are already investors, some of the things you're plugged into and some of your events that you have coming up.
Yeah. I'm an addict for getting around people that are doing a lot bigger things than I am or know a lot more. And I moved in 2 doors down from my buddy that's putting on, he's kind of taken the tip of the spear with our re-up meetup events. And Noah Harris, if anybody wants to go check him out, him and his wife, Christy, They are amazing people. They know tons of people, and they have great energy, and they're so much fun to be around. And you can really tell that when you're in the room with us. So I think we had 100 people in the one we did in March, and then we have another one coming up in July 23rd, 24th here in Columbia. And if people are looking to build their passive income through investment properties, and you want to look at all the ways to do that, there is a ton of great people that are going to be in that room.
That's awesome. Super exciting. So yeah, so just that whole investment side obviously excites you, and I love it. I'm already thinking of people here locally I want to connect you with, so hopefully they'll come to your re-up
Do it.
event, because who doesn't want to go from Ohio to South Carolina? Like, come
Yeah.
on. Yeah, exactly. So let's flip over to the sales side. I mean, obviously you have a small real estate team. You've got some admin. Tell me about that structure, what that looks like, any leverage that you have in place that maybe others could learn from as well.
Yeah. So I have a couple agents on the team. I have my wife who's licensed. She's managing, kind of heading up the transaction management mainly. And we have some virtual support that's kind of backing us up. So the team's it's a baby team right now, but we're trying to teach them these options. So I just recently had one of my agents get certified through the Express Offer platform. He's got 2 appointments, I think, next week set by our ISA. That's another person I forgot to mention before. I have an inside sales agent too. And I've recently kind of stepped back from sales to really kind of take a focus on, it's kind of weird. Like I've been doing mainly the transactions, but now I feel like I'm almost like an operations manager, and I kind of like it. I do like it a lot.
That's cool. Very cool. So what would you say to real estate agents like myself who haven't really gotten into investing? And I couldn't even tell you why, like, just because there's no one close to me that I've been near that does it to where they were like, hey, you should do this. Let me help you. So it's always just been something that's been in the background. Like, yeah, someday I'll do that. I'll probably have to read up on it. I'll have to find a coach because I'll do something really stupid, So it's just one of those things that I haven't done. But what would you say to agents like that?
I mean, I think that you are going to have a lot more value when you're in front of the clients, knowing how to do transactions yourself, not just owning a home. I think that's very valuable when you can sit in front of them and you can really think and talk numbers and think from this way. But I mean, at some point, the main thing is, how long do you want to keep selling houses? And some people really love it, and I get it. And some people, I used to say, hey, I could do this till I'm 92 years old. It's just writing contracts, shaking hands, and kissing babies.
No, that's not me. That is not me.
But, but at some point, I think everybody's going to be looking for some type of other income that they don't actively have to go run on that treadmill to get forever, right? Or at least having, if you have a bad, for God forbid something personal happens, and you just want some time and you want some space and have the luxury to do what you need to do in life. Everybody's going to be looking for something like that eventually. So why not get started now?
Yeah. So yeah, Ryan and I are excited to get in. We have some plans over the next 12 to 18 months to do that. And, we're thinking, everything is going virtual and crypto and all these things. But in my preschool mind, I always say we're always going to need somewhere to live, sleep, eat, so real estate is never a bad investment. It doesn't matter what the market is. So I love it. So kind of an odd question, but if your phone were to ring right now, would you want it to be an off-market property owner, an agent that was wanting to join your team, or a buyer or seller, or what is your passion zone right now and your focus?
Yeah, it's definitely the agents. I mean, I think that we have something unique to teach the agents, that not just how to go out there and let's go build that first brick, that foundational brick, and start getting you some transactions. And we can teach you sales. We can teach you how to manage your pipeline and your CRM and all of that. But we want to help you get to that passive income sooner rather than later, not some someday goal. Let's make that a today goal. And we want to talk about a business plan to get you transactions, but let's talk about, how we're going to start building our passive income too.
I love that, Jacob. That's awesome. Just, I mean, honestly, like, when you look at agents that are joining, all different brokerages, it's really important who you partner with. Like right now, I'm feeling like I want to be partnered with Jacob because he actually cares about the rest of my future and the rest of my wealth and what's going on in my life. So that's really, really cool. Anything you want to close out with that maybe I didn't ask you about your team or how people can partner with you or what you're looking for?
Yeah.
If
If people want to reach out to me, you can just hit me, email Jacob, Jacob, at barnhillteam.com. Real easy. Jacob at barnhillteam.com. If you want to check out re-up, if you want to check out our action-oriented agent events, those are free. If anybody needs any information for anything, just send me an email and I'll send you what you need.
That's awesome. Well, I went ahead and put that email right there in the chat. Hopefully I got it correct. And I appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so much, Jacob. You're just a wealth of information. You are a networking king all over the place. I love it. And thanks for actually caring about agents getting into investments. And I love that it's your passion zone. I love just the history you have being in the military. You're just totally solid. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Jackie. I appreciate it.